Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Everyone much louder. Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev. Jaya. O Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai. Nitai Gauri Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai. Nitai Gaura Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Hare Krishna, Shri Sakha Ekadashi ki, Shri Devanand disappearance day ki, Yana Mahaprabhu disappearance day ki, Gaura Prade Hari Hari Bo. Hare Krishna, thank you all for kindly coming to ISKCON of Round Rock this Sunday on the most auspicious occasion of Ekadashi, Shri Devananda Pandit disappearance, about whom we will discuss in some time, and also Prabhupada's very dear disciple Yamuna Mata, whom we very well know for our Govinda Madipurusham prayers. It is disappearance also today. So 3 occasions all clipped together, and it's a Sunday. Had it been any other, it would be a little difficult to the center because of so many other commitments. But because it's a Sunday, Radha Kunjbiri is very kind that they have got us here so that we can chant and hear about their glories and the glories of their devotees. As mentioned, today is the official occasion of Ekadashi. Srila Prabhupada was narrated this pastime. A very sweet pastime which is not recorded or documented anywhere. What is the command for this? His Holiness Bud Maharaj from San Diego. He narrated this, and Prabhupada had narrated this story back in the 1917 version. So it was not recorded, he was there in the room. So he said, I am the Sakshi. I heard Prabhupada say this. Very sweet pastime. Back in the days when Prabhupada was a Grahastha, our founder Acharya Prabhupada, he was a Grahastha back in the days. He was a Muslim friend, very good friends. And that moved out of the house of Prabhupada. He would honor prasadam many times. Prabhupada cooked for him. So one time it spent that he came to Prabhupada's house and they were discussing. And Prabhupada invited him to lunch on a future date. And the date was decided, everything was decided. It was decided that this person is going to come, this Muslim friend is going to come to the house of Prabhupada to honor prasadam. And that Muslim friend left the home. Prabhupada saw the calendar and said, oh Krishna, it is Ekadashi. What will I offer him? Because Prabhupada's standard of Ekadashi is Nirjal. Nowadays Ekadashi is very, gone are those days with austerity. Ekadashi pasta. Ekadashi pita. Ekadashi lasagna. Is that part of the menu? Oh Krishna. So nowadays Ekadashi has become easier to follow. But traditionally, during Prabhupada's time also, and so if you see in our lives of our Gurudevs also, when we follow Ekadashi, it's much stricter. Ideally, Shastra says Ekadashi means Nir. One time, one person in ISKCON Juhu temple asked my Guru Maharaj that, what should we eat on Ekadashi? And Srila Guru Maharaj said, eat? That was his reaction, eat? He said, Ekadashi means bhajan. No bhojan, only bhajan. He said, ideally, Ekadashi standard means Nirjal. That's how Mahaprabhu's associates would do it. That's what even Prabhupada would do it throughout. Of course, when Prabhupada got old and was falling, he would have so that he can. And then Srila Guru Maharaj said, if Nirjal is not possible, at least Sajal, at least have water. If with water is not possible, then have little fruits. If fruits also not possible, eat once. And now you can do the question later. You can do your imagination. So, Prabhupada saw the calendar and said, oh, it is Ekadashi, what will I offer him? And that day arrived. That Muslim friend came home. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, I am sorry. Today is Ekadashi. I can't offer anything. You can come some other day. We will decide some other day. But today is Ekadashi. I can't offer you anything. That Muslim friend, thank God. Even if I follow Ekadashi. Prabhupada said, wait a minute. You are a Muslim? Yes. He said, I am a Muslim. He said, you are a Muslim. How do you follow Ekadashi? Valid question? You don't see Muslims follow Ekadashi. So Prabhupada asked him, you are a Muslim, how do you follow Ekadashi? He said, Abhay Babu, because Prabhupada was called as Abhay Babu. He said, Abhay Babu, one time when this Muslim friend left Prabhupada's home and was walking back to his home, he was going in the forest, he heard like 3 people laughing. This Muslim friend kind of turned around and he didn't find anyone, but he found ghost. And he looked at them and said, hey, why are you laughing? Those 3 ghosts, they tomorrow, in the neighborhood, rich person, he will ride on a horse. He will sit on the back of the horse will hit the stone, the horse will fall down, the horse will die. This person sitting on the back of the horse will all die. And because he was so sinful, he will also become ghost like us. So because we're going to get one more friend. So Prabhupada, Abhay Babu, he said, Acha, okay, what is continuation of the story? He said 3 days after that, I was again walking in the same path. And this time, I heard 3 people crying. So I looked, and it was these same 3 ghosts, and they were crying. So this Muslim friend, he turned to them and said, hey, what happened? Why are you crying? Did things happen as you planned? They said, no, that's why we are crying. This Muslim friend said, what happened? Didn't the rich man sit on the horse, back of the horse? They said, yes. Didn't he ride the horse? They said, yes. Did the horse hit the stone? They said, yes. Didn't the horse fall? They said, yes. Didn't the horse die? They said, yes. Didn't the person sitting on the back of the horse die? They said, yes. Didn't he become a ghost? They said, no. That's why we are lamenting. So this Muslim friend said, hey, wait a minute. Everything happened as you planned. Then what is the mystery? What is the Grajaguhyam? Why is that he become a ghost? These ghosts who were there, they said, actually, that day, he had fought with his wife. He had some grahastha problem. He fought with his wife. And as protest, because he fought with his wife, as protest, he did not eat anything. And because he was angry, as protest, he did not eat anything. He left the eating. Dear devotees, that day happened to be Ekadashi. He fought with his wife and left the home on the day without eating anything. And because he did Nijja on the day of Ekadashi, even though he was very sinful, he was protected from going down to the lower planets. So sometimes, grahastha problems can limbo of bhakti. It can sometimes help you in business. Fighting with wife, because that is not what we are publicizing. It is one occasion where the spouse helped God. So that Muslim friend was telling Prabhupada, after I am following it. So Prabhupada, is this day of Ekadashi? Whatever asks, how much will we have been? What path? Shastra explains, one follows Ekadashi, not one Ekadashi. Ideally, if someone follows just one Ekadashi, that is all fruitful. But if someone can follow every Ekadashi, 2 Ekadashi, which makes it about 24, 25 Ekadashis a year. If someone follows Ekadashi, they become very, very, very dear to the heart of Sri Krishna. Because Ekadashi is called as Hari Vasara. What is it called? Hari Vasara. It is the day Hari resides. He resides this day. It is his day. So if someone can keep a fast and chant and hear about Krishna all day and keep everything aside, then ideally today is not very difficult because it's Sunday. None of us have school commitments. None of us have work commitments. So the ideal standard of Ekadashi is when we do more bhajan, less of king, which is non-Krishna conscious, more of talking, hearing things that are Krishna conscious. Try to, as much as possible, to do it once an inch. Imagine if you do every Ekadashi, you're an inch. In 1 year's time, you have so much on this path of Krishna consciousness, just one Ekadashi. So, Ekadashi Mahaprabhu, Shri Safala Ekadashi ki. Just like it is Ekadashi today. Similarly, of course, we spoke about Yamuna Mataji yesterday, about some of our pastimes and our very sweet interactions with Prabhupada. But now today's discussion, we will speak about Sri Devananda Pandit. For those devotees who have not heard this name, Pandit is different from the Bollywood actor Devanand. Not the same personality. Name may be same, very different. One is pure Vaishnav, associate. Sri Devananda Pandit. The pastimes of Mahaprabhu are so sweet. Chaitanya Charitamrita Nitya Kara Pan, Jaha Hoite Premananda Bhakti Tattva Gyan. Krishna Kaviraj Goswami says the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should be heard, contemplated, shared every single day. In fact, every minute. Mahaprabhu is all of the so Charitamrita. Just like Srimad is not different from Krishna. Similarly, Chaitanya Charitamrita is not different from Sachidananda Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Special sound effects. So we see in the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada came to the West to preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One time, a disciple of Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, I want to distribute your book lifetime after lifetime. Prabhupada said, I am writing this book that you don't take another life. Not that you stay here and keep distributing. But then Prabhupada said, the mood is right. Glory to Gurudev. But the aim of the books is so that you come down again. You read, pack up your bags and go back to Krishna. But the mood is right, that you want to serve your spiritual master. Time and again we see Prabhupada has glorified Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so much. In fact, you read the Bhagavad Gita. In every purport, in fact, speaks about Bhakti Yoga in the 7th chapter. Prabhupada starts speaking about Bhakti Yoga from the 1st chapter verse. He doesn't wait. Krishna waits till the 7th chapter, doesn't wait. Cut to the chase. Because the essence of the whole is love and devotion to Krishna. Love and devotion, which is Bhakti Yoga. And Prabhupada doesn't wait. What if someone doesn't read the 7th chapter? Because Bhagavad Gita, as many have expressed, it's a little technical book. So Prabhupada, in the first verse itself, speaks about chanting Mahamantra, which is what Mahaprabhu gave this, which he gifted this world, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's so interesting that when I'm in one country, like Narendra Modi, I wouldn't use the example Donald Trump. So imagine Narendra Modi is going from one country to another country. Does he go alone? Probably he takes some chosen ministers, some cabinet ministers who can assist him. Where is this idea coming from? It is the Supreme Lord. When Krishna comes down, when Krishna, eternal, ultimate president or prime minister, when he comes down, he gets his cabinet ministers. He gets associates in the form of Govardhan, in the form of Rani. What are some of the other associates of Krishna? Balaram, yes, Krishna's loving brother Balaram, Sri Vrindavan Dham, and so on and so forth. Likewise, when Sachidananda Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes down, he also gets his associates who can help him in science. Those associates who can teach by their life, can teach principles. So we don't commit the mistake that they committed. Who are some of the associates? Nityananda Prabhu, yes. Gadar Pandit, Advaita Acharya, Srivas, Jagadananda Pandit, Devananda Pandit, yes. Who else? Rupa Goswami. How can we forget the fountainhead of our Sampradaya? Srila Rupa Goswami. And because Rupa Goswami is fountainhead, we are called as Rupanugas, followers, Anugas of Rupa Goswami. Sanatana Goswami, Jiva Goswami, etc. So Mahaprabhu comes down as his associates who can teach by example. One such associate, Devananda Pandit. Very interesting personality, like the name Pandit. He is very scholarly. Devananda Pandit was known as Bhagavatam classes. When he would speak, it would be a full house. He was very popular. It would be a full house. When he would speak, people would come from different places just to hear Devananda Pandit. He lived on the western Ganga. They are the father of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Brahaspati. Who's Brahaspati? The guru of the demons, correct? Hey God, we are at. Some you have to play this game just to make sure they all, because all of them must announce that there is cake. So mind is, I wouldn't venture to ask what else is there in the menu. So we see, he came from a place where the father of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya lived, who is Brahaspati, guru of the demigods. Devananda Pandit was a celibate, brahmachari all his life. Erudite scholar, very early. He would quote verses. The verses would be at the tip of his tongue. Anyone asked anything and he would have Shastri answers. Not bogus, but proper Shastri answers to substantiate what he was saying. People loved him. People were big of him. He never he said it. But he would miss a point. Devananda Pandit would speak. He would speak all around. He would touch everything except bhakti. He would speak about everything. But that bhakti, which is the essence of the whole of Srimad Bhagavatam, that bhakti which is found from the first verse of the first canto to the last verse of the last canto, that bhakti which is the summum bonum of the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, that bhakti which everyone could see, Devananda Pandit could not see that even one verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. It infuriated Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu would think, listen, he's speaking Bhagavatam, but he's not speaking about bhakti. He's getting everyone together, but that bhakti which is the essence, he's not touching upon that aspect. So Mahaprabhu was very angry with him. One time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was walking and Devananda Pandit was speaking. And Mahaprabhu just heard from outside. He didn't even go inside. He just heard from outside. And in that 10 minutes of hearing, Mahaprabhu could not hear anything about bhakti. He was already angry. Now this infuriated him more. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's essence, or the SOD is loving devotion. Patram shampoyam yome bhaktya parayitadaham asnami prayatatmana. In one verse, Krishna puts bhakti twice. In each language, if an author or it uses the same word twice in a sentence, it's called redundancy. It only means this author or a poet is not proficient enough to express his feelings. You don't use the same word twice. But Krishna, he's putting all the grammar to the side. He says, let the grammar be to the side of my heart. And my heart is bhakti. Bhakti, there's no way you can enter my heart. And we see, again, this is what Prabhupada would also emphasize in sources. The need, the necessity of bhakti. One time our Srila Prabhupada, when he was there in the West, very beautifully this point is made that when Prabhupada was preaching in the West, he got a letter. And this letter was from Europe. So Prabhupada read the letter about book division. This Europe first division here went fantastic. Class. So what are you doing for book division? Prabhupada is devote that Prabhupada first prasadam table. First we keep on table. So when devotees come, they honor prasadam. They have prasadam plate in their hand, which is completely free. And now they go to the next stall, which is the books. And having prasadam, now they get inspired to buy their books. So Prabhupada, through prasadam we are distributing your books. Prabhupada said, wonderful. This is my mission. Their hand should be full and pocket should be empty. Now Prabhupada would be very humorous in the way he would express his heart. But the point is very simple. The aim, the mission of consciousness is we study books so that by these books we can understand the heart of Krishna. We can understand the heart of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And what is the best book to start off with? It is the Bhagavad Gita that outlines basic principles of Krishna consciousness. And later we jump to the Srimad Bhagavatam and then finally we go to the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So here Devananda Pandit, he would speak everything, but Mahaprabhu was not very. In fact, Mahaprabhu's anger towards Nanda Pandit started even before Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. Imagine Mahaprabhu is Namo Mahavadanyaya, most merciful. He is merciful to everyone. But even before he appeared, he is angry towards you. हमने क्या पापड़ बेला? Like what wrong did we do? He is happy towards everyone. For everyone he is embracing. Srivas he is embracing. Jagadananda Pandit is embracing. Sanatan Goswami is embracing. But Devananda Pandit Mahaprabhu is not even looking at him. And all this before his appearance. Why? What wrong did Devananda Pandit do? Devananda Pandit one time, when he was serving a class, it was jam-packed. Devotees were present. And to hear that class, our Srivas came there. Srivas Pandit or Srivas Thakur. Srivas came there to hear the class. And Srivas was sitting behind and he was hearing the class. And as Devananda Pandit would speak, Srivas was so ecstatic that there were tears flowing from his eyes, hair standing on end, teeth chattering, skin going pale. He was getting ecstatic hearing Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Our hair stands on end when in the month end, when salary gets credited in our bank account. That's when our hair stands on end. That's when we get excited. Seeing our bank account grow, we have Romancha Kampa Shrutaranga Bhajo. When the number of zeros in the bank account increase, we are Romancha Kampa Shrutaranga Bhajo. One day grocery. One day Guru Shri Charana Ravindam. We get excited. This is our form of Romancha Kampa Shrutaranga Bhajo. But here was Srivas, hearing about Krishna. When every time this word Krishna would enter, he would start crying. Hair would be standing. Srila Narottam Das Thakur says, Gauranga bolite habe pulaka sharira, Hari Hari bolite na yane babe nira. Narottam Das Thakur says, when will that day arise when I chant Gauranga, 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 Sachinandan Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki. Narottam Das Thakur says, when will that day arise when I chant Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga? There is tears from my eyes and hair standing on end. When will that day arise? Kabe habe se dei namar. We also chant Gauranga. We also chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But we don't experience this. Our attention in chanting is only for the 16 rounds. And that 16 rounds is also very diverted. Seldom do we find devotees sit at one place with an erect back and chant 16 straight. Oftentimes, we chant 1 or 2 rounds, we talk here and there, we chit-chat here and there. Sometimes I've seen devotees tell me that they're chanting, and they say, Prabhuji, itne der se chanting kar raha, mala khatam hi nahi ho raha hai. I am chanting for such a long time, mala is not finishing only. Where did that Krishna bead go? And then you have the other extreme. When I interact with the youth, the adults are on one side. Adults say that I am chanting, mala is not getting finished. Youth are opposite. There is one youth I know, her mother was only telling me in a very funny way that not one time, but couple of times, she would finish her 16 rounds in about 41-42 minutes. I said, what speed is this? Even to take my calculator and do the math, like I'm getting heart attack. Had Haridas Thakur been there, good he is not there to see this. Like 40 minutes for 16 rounds, like what is the math? SAT, who is the SAT guys here? 3 minutes? 3 minutes for 1 round. Krishna. So youth are complete other extreme. And sometimes as devotees, as adults and as the youth, we would have experienced. Sometimes we get so carried away with the chanting that we are saying Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Instead of moving one bead, we move about like 2-3 beads. For the first line, we move 1 bead, and by the time the next line is done, 2-3 beads are moved. And by the time all this drama is done, One round is done in 3 minutes. So 16 rounds, 40 minutes. Please don't try this. These stunts are performed by expert professionals. Don't try it at your home. So then I remember I had to tell that youth that, of course, if this is our predicament also, if this is our problem that rounds are getting done way too fast, then one good thing that we can do is we can take the bead bag off and just take the beads and put a counter. And then you will see, when you remove the bag and just keep the beads in your hand and you put a counter, naturally that one round is going to take 6, 7, 8 minutes. Because now we are more cautious in chanting. But the moment hand goes inside, what happens inside only we know. That F1 racing that goes on, I have no idea why, like what is the hurry to finish? No one is going to get any Olympic gold medal to finish our 16 in like 30, 40 minutes or 1 hour. If you see the disciples of Prabhupada, they very nicely sit down. You see in Sadhu Sangha, so many disciples of Prabhupada sitting at different places and nice asana and eyes closed and erect back and then 16 rounds in straight one go. No seeing mobile, no WhatsApp, no Snapchat. What are the other social media apps? No Instagram. None of these things. And of course, if you are working, no Teams, no Slack. Nothing to disturb. I was in Harrisburg and I was doing a youth program there. And as I was discussing with the youth, I was asking them about social media apps. And they told me, they told me 2 apps which I had never heard of. One I heard in Seattle, one I heard in Harrisburg. One of those apps is Be Real. Be Real. The name is Be Real, but I don't want to explain what the app is because it still doesn't make any sense to me. Apparently, it's an app that in a day it sends you a notification and you have to just stand and you have to click a photo. You may be doing whatever you want, but that 2 minutes you have to be real or whatever. And then when I went to Harrisburg, they taught me another app. So when I interact with the youth, even I get to learn. Sometimes I feel I have generation gap with my own generation. The apps that they teach me, I have never heard. I went to Harrisburg and they said, Prabhuji, there is another app. I said, what is it? They said, Discord. I had never heard. It took me, have we heard the adults? No, right? Okay. At least I am there in some generation. Discord. Discord? Discord? Okay. Everyone is there in Discord Sampradaya. All the youth are there. So they were telling me about Discord. And I said, what is it? And they were explaining. And I still couldn't get it. I still don't know what it is. Some social media something. So they were explaining. I didn't get it. And then one boy, he looked at me and said, Prabhuji, generation gap. I said, Arey Baba, not so much generation. I am also young. With parents, you say generation gap, I can still understand. He looked at with full confidence. Temple recording was also going on. He looked at me and said, Prabhuji, generation gap. I said, Arey Baba, no generation gap. Be real, Discord. Anything that I can get enlightened here in Austin? Any new app that I don't know? Every center I go, youth is enlightening me. Why not in Austin also? Nothing? Not even one? I bet there is something. There is something going on there. There is something going on there. What is it? Say it, come on. TikTok is very famous. I always say this, that we are behind Snapchat and WhatsApp and Facebook and Instagram. Our goal is not Instagram. Our goal is to worship the Lord of Nandagram, Krishna. Worshipping the Lord of Nandagram is our goal. And if Instagram helps you, great. The good thing is Devananda Pandit was not into any of these apps. But still Mahaprabhu was angry with him. Why? Because when he would speak, there would be no bhakti. Please kindly repeat. Krishna Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, रस तत्व प्रांत सब शिखाइनु प्रभु Bhagavata Siddhanta. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met Srila Rupa Goswami, at that time Mahaprabhu taught three principles, three elements of Krishna consciousness to Srila Rupa Goswami. What are the three principles? Krishna Tattva, that is Tattva about Krishna. Bhakti Tattva, the Tattva about Bhakti. And Rasa Tattva, the Tattva about transcendental mellows. These three combine to form Krishna consciousness. Tattva or principles about Krishna, who Krishna is, what is bhakti, and how can I build a relationship with Sri Krishna. Krishna consciousness in 3 words or 3 sentences. And now, here was Devananda Pandit not speaking about bhakti, absolutely. I'm tempted to say something in connection to this, can I? So, we have a hard stop at 1 o'clock. We have an arati. When Srila Radhanath Maharaj was there in Farmington Hills, this was the opening of Farmington Hills. And Maharaj was serving the class. And they put a chit in front of Maharaj and they said, Maharaj, 10 minutes remaining. And after that was Abhishek and then Prasadam, of course. So 10 minutes remaining. Maharaj saw that and said, 10 minutes remaining. And then he started speaking. He spoke for another 45 minutes. And then he picked up the chit and said, the chit still reads 10 minutes remaining. And then he went another 45 minutes. And then finally he read, he said, it still says 10 minutes remaining, but now I will stop. 20 minutes remaining. So we see here Srila Devananda Pandit. Mahaprabhu, when he was hearing, Srivas was there in that katha. And Srivas was now crying, hearing Devananda Pandit speak. But those who were sitting in the assembly, they found it a disturbance. They were thinking, hey, this guy is crying, he is disturbing, we are not able to hear katha properly. They picked up Srivas, they practically manhandled Srivas and threw him out of the assembly. That we don't want someone who's like crying. Imagine, it's the highest thing to cry hearing about Krishna. There's nothing greater than that. Those who cried got Krishna. Srila Gaur Govinda Maharaj would explain, Bilva Mangala Thakur cried, he got Krishna. The gopis cried, they got Krishna. Prahlad cried, he got Krishna. Dhruva cried, he got Krishna. Rukmini cried, she got Krishna. Those who have cried have got Krishna. And here was Srivas, one amongst the 5 transcendental personalities, is crying for Krishna and he is manhandled and thrown outside. In the Ambarish Maharaj pastime, Bhagavatam very beautifully explains, Sadhavo hridayam mahyam sadhunam hridayam tuham mad anyatena jananti naham tebhyo managapi. Krishna explains this point that he doesn't know anyone apart from his devotee and his devotee doesn't know anyone apart from him. He doesn't want to know anyone apart from his devotee and his devotees don't want to know anyone apart from him. It's a perfect match. Ram Milai Jodi. It's a perfect match. And here is Srivas, who is so dear to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is thrown out. This happened before Mahaprabhu's appearance. So Mahaprabhu practically came with vengeance against Devananda Pandit. He who is the ocean of mercy comes with vengeance against you. And Devananda Pandit absolutely has no idea why Mahaprabhu loves everyone except him. You see, this is why temples are there, to instill this point of bhakti. We come to a temple, why? So that we can hear about Krishna, so that there can be bhakti in the heart, there can be loving devotional service, the way Krishna wants, not like the way we want. Where the point of bhakti can be instilled in our heart, and that's the prime reason why temples are there. Prabhupada was in Detroit, and Prabhupada got to know about Fisher Mansion. And now the Fisher Mansion was on sale, $1 million, back in the 1970s. So Prabhupada, along with his disciples, they went to check the whole property. And Prabhupada went inside and Prabhupada said, this can be the room for brahmacharis. This can be prasadam hall. This can be kitchen. This can be temple hall. This can be kirtan room. This can be this room. This can be that room. The real estate agent got very excited. He thought he's going to crack a deal. Prabhupada said, this mansion is meant for the kings, but we are beggars. We don't have anything. Can you give it for free? The real estate agent had done a lot of negotiations. No one had dragged him to this extent. Prabhupada was asking for free. The real estate agent thought he heard it wrong. But because Prabhupada had Prayag pharmacy, he was a very good businessman. Prabhupada was a very good businessman. In fact, Prabhupada was good at everything. He was such a personality, whatever he touched, he made it gold, including business. He was a very good baniya, nice businessman. So, of course, he didn't get it for free, but he got it at a very, very discounted price. And that's where our Detroit temple is there, Fisher Mansion. So, Prabhupada was very expert. But what is the reason why we have temples? It is so that this point of bhakti can be instilled in the heart. And here is Devananda Pandit speaking about Bhagavatam, but there is no bhakti in the heart. And those who were hearing him, they also did not have bhakti in their heart. So Mahaprabhu was very angry with this. Eventually, Devananda Pandit, after Mahaprabhu took sannyas and went to Jagannath Puri, fortune rose in the life of Devananda Pandit when he met a very, very dear associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the name Vakreshwar Pandit, another Pandit. He met Vakreshwar Pandit. And now Vakreshwar Pandit in Mahaprabhu's pastimes is known for dancing. One time Mahaprabhu was chanting and Vakreshwar Pandit was dancing. And this dancing went on for hours and hours and hours, so much so that Vrindavan Das Thakur explains, Vakreshwar Pandit danced for 72 hours straight. No prasadam. No break. Yesterday I was hearing Srila Radhanath Maharaj was speaking at Chaupati and he was quoting Devananda Pandit and Vakreshwar Pandit. And he was saying as to how glorious Vakreshwar Pandit is, for 72 hours he was dancing, they didn't take any breaks. Not even a restroom break. Because when the mind is so absorbed in Krishna, these lower temptations don't mean anything. The living entity can easily go past all of these if they have Krishna in their heart and in their hand. And here is Vakreshwar Pandit dancing with combination of Krishna and Radharani Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So where are these lower tastes? Anywhere in the picture. For 72 hours straight he was dancing. And that Vakreshwar Pandit now came in the life of Devananda Pandit. Complete contrast. Here is someone who is saturated with Krishna consciousness, that is Vakreshwar Pandit. And here is Devananda Pandit, who is behind name, fame, reputation, prestige, and has no bhakti in the heart. Vakreshwar Pandit comes to him and doesn't speak anything practically. But every time he hears about Mahamantra, any time he hears about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just starts dancing. And he would dance and dance and dance. And Devananda Pandit would see this. And this was very foreign for him. This was very foreign for him. Someone dancing for so many hours, hearing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Vakreshwar Pandit would dance, very beautifully Narottam Das Thakur explains, Gangara parasa hoile paschate pavan, darshane pavitra karo ei tumara gun. The quality of sadhu is explained. To get purified, one can go to the Ganges. But for that, we have to go to the Ganges. The Ganges doesn't come to Austin, Texas. Right? We have to go to Navadvip. We have to go to Mayapur. But the quality of sadhu is such that they come in our lives. For Ganga, we have to go to Ganga. Gangara parsha hoile paschate pavan. We have to go to Ganga. But sadhus are such, they come in our lives. Darshane pavitra karo ei tumara gun. The pure devotees of the Lord are such. Just by looking at them, one is purified. Whether we want to be purified or not, that's a secondary discussion. But sadhus are coming and traveling so that people can be benefited. And people can be cured of the illness of forgetfulness of Krishna. And here when Vakreshwar Pandit would dance, Devananda Pandit, every time he would dance, Devananda Pandit would scoop little dust from his lotus feet and smear it upon his head. Every time he would dance, he would scoop little and he would put it on his head. And he did this for a good amount of time. Somehow Mahaprabhu gave him the intelligence that Vakreshwar Pandit is a very exalted sadhu. So every time he would take his dust and put it on his head. Srila Prabhupada would emphasize so many times this point in his books. One time when Prabhupada was in Jhansi, 1954, Prabhupada was doing book distribution. So Prabhupada started book distribution even before ISKCON. So in Jhansi, 1954, Prabhupada was doing book distribution. And he went to one of his friends and he gave him a book. So that friend saw and he said, "What is this?" Prabhupada said, "This is the book of Krishna consciousness." He said, "What will I get?" Prabhupada said, "By studying this, you will get Krishna." So that friend said, "So what?" Prabhupada said, "By studying this, you will get Krishna. You will go back home, back to Godhead, spiritual world." That person said, "After going back home, back to Godhead, can I come back to Jhansi?" Prabhupada said, "No." Then he said, "You keep the book. I am happy. I don't want the book." These are the kind of people whom Prabhupada encountered. Here is Prabhupada ready to give back home, back to Godhead, and the person is again wanting to come back to Jhansi. So time and again in the 5th canto also, Srila Prabhupada explains in the pastime of Jada Bharat, Maharaj Rahugan, Rahu Ganaita tapasana yati, na chhe jaya nirvapanat grihitva, na chandasa naiva jaladni suryo, vina mahat pad raja abhishekam. 5:12:12 Srimad Bhagavatam. Without smearing the dust of the lotus feet of pure Vaishnavas, there is no way anyone gets Krishna. There is no way anyone makes any advancement. This is Srimad Bhagavatam. Vina mahat pada rajobhishekam. Abhishekam, it's not just smearing, it's abhishekam. Till the time one doesn't smear the dust of the lotus feet of sadhus, there's no way anyone makes advancement. Doesn't mean forcefully we go to a sadhu and scoop dust from his feet. Whether they want or not. Not that way. The ideal understanding of smearing the dust of the lotus feet of pure sadhu is to follow in the instructions what they have given. Like we see, not many disciples would touch Prabhupada's feet. Tamal Krishna Maharaj would kind of stop them. So till the time they are not willing and they are not okay with it, we don't forcefully go and grab their feet and, Bhagavatam likha, let me get. Not that we boss over them, but following in their instructions. And following their instructions 100% in Kali means following their lotus feet, taking the dust from their lotus feet. And here Devananda Pandit was doing two things. He was not just following the instructions, but also taking the dust from his lotus feet and putting it on his head. Eventually, as he did this, there was complete purification in the heart of Srila Devananda Pandit. And he could understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually Bhagavan. The person with whom I was competing, the person with whom I was arguing, is actually the Supreme Lord. He is a combination of Radha and Krishna. The person about whom I am talking, that is Bhagavatam, he has come in Kali as Sachinandan Gauranga Mahaprabhu. It's the same personality. It is because of Vakreshwar Pandit that he realized this. He went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at Jagannath Puri and fell at the feet of Mahaprabhu and started crying. Mahaprabhu forgave him. The good thing is, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, the only way of purification, if we have criticized devotees with the tongue, which at some point everyone would have done. Srila Saraswati Thakur says, the only way of purifying ourselves and rectifying that mistake is the tongue with which we criticized. If with that tongue we can glorify that same devotee, then that is some prayaschitta. If we just introspect, if we have to criticize the devotee, there is a big list that will come in our head. We can write a complete essay. अगर ये भक्त के बारे में निंदा करना है, we will be next Kalidas, we'll be the next poet. We can write a big essay. But if we are asked to glorify another devotee, we start thinking, Prabhuji, bad qualities he has, good qualities I'll have to think. It is not that devotee doesn't have good qualities. He definitely has good qualities. When it comes to bad qualities like Ganga, it just flows from our mouth. So Srila Saraswati Thakur had this in the Gaudiya Math. Whenever two different devotees would have difference of opinion, they would fight. They would come to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Srila Saraswati Thakur would say, you speak 3 good qualities about him, and you speak 3 good qualities about him. Anytime there would be a conflict, He would train his disciples such that the mind starts thinking about the good qualities. And this is something that we can do. The next time we criticize someone, whether mentally or whether through words, let us also take the courage and strength to speak 3 good qualities of the devotee. Doesn't mean we stop at 3. Doesn't mean we say, Prabhuji, they have only 3 good qualities. We can even go more. 3, 5, 7, sky is the limit. But at least let us start with seeing good qualities in every devotee. And every devotee has something good that we can learn from. Having the honeybee-like quality of seeing good in every sadhaka or every practitioner that we see. And here when he went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu forgave him. And Mahaprabhu gave him an instruction. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you are such a good speaker. You speak Srimad Bhagavatam nicely. Only if you add the ingredient of bhakti in your classes, it's a perfect match. Just add bhakti. Splash the waters of bhakti in the audience. Whoever comes to hear you, their heart should be nourished and drenched with bhakti to Radha and Krishna. This is my only instruction to you, Srila Devananda Pandit. And Devananda Pandit would do that after that. Every time he would speak about bhakti. What is the lesson we learn here, dear devotees? The lesson we learn is there are 2 types of bhakta, 2 types of Bhagavat. One is Bhakta Bhagavat, second is Grantha Bhagavat. 2 types of perfectionist. Grantha Bhagavat, Bhakta Bhagavat. It is only the Bhakta Bhagavat who opens the Grantha Bhagavat. Whoever we are, how much ever qualified we are, the pastimes of the Lord are sealed. With our erudite scholarship, we cannot understand. We have to be under the lotus feet, under the anugatya of someone who is superior to us and who has realized the message of the Shastra. Only a Bhakta Bhagavat can open a Grantha Bhagavat. So, any time that we have, let us use in hearing from Bhakta Bhagavats who have realized this aspect of Grantha Bhagavat. And as we are talking about the books, we just celebrated the Gita Marathon. The time when Srila Prabhupada wrote and distributed Bhagavad Gita and the time when actually Krishna spoke the Gita on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Very interesting. Last 1 minute and then we end. Srila Prabhupada had written the Bhagavad Gita. The manuscripts were completely ready. He came to New York. When he was living in the Bowery, all the manuscripts were ready. And when he went out for preaching on one of those occasions, the complete 700 verses of the Gita were stolen. Everything was lost. Had it been any normal person, they would have lost hope. Here is Srila Prabhupada, he again writes, again starts giving purports. And he writes the whole 700 verses. The manuscripts are ready and now he wants them to be printed. He tells to some of his disciples, and they go here and there to different publishing houses. And no one wants to print a Bhagavad Gita because it's a very sacred literature. And modern day America will not read this. Finally, Prabhupada receives a letter from Macmillan Company. At that time, Prabhupada had just recorded the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And it had become viral to the extent the Macmillan Company had heard Prabhupada singing. So they wrote a letter to Prabhupada straight from the headquarters. They wrote, Swamiji, we heard your singing of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Can we get an album? We want to hear it in our Macmillan Company. Prabhupada took this as the opportunity. Prabhupada sent Brahmananda Prabhu. Prabhupada said, you go there, give them the album and tell them we want to publish Bhagavad Gita. Ek pe ek free. They want the recording and we want the publishing. So Brahmananda Prabhu went there. But before going, Brahmananda Prabhu asked Prabhupada, should I take the manuscripts? Prabhupada said no. They said, Brahmananda Prabhu said, should I glorify you what you have done? Prabhupada said no. Just go there and say you want to publish Gita. That's it. Don't add or don't subtract. Just this one sentence. Brahmananda Prabhu said, okay, but how will they even publish? Like they don't know who Prabhupada is. Why will they even publish? But he didn't say it. He was thinking mentally. He went to the Macmillan Company. He met this leader who had written the mail. As they saw Brahmananda Prabhu and they gave the recording, Brahmananda Prabhu said, I want to publish Bhagavad Gita. And this person who was there from Macmillan Company got very excited. He said, in our religion section, we have all the books of all the different faiths except the Bhagavad Gita. We were waiting when will that day rise? When we get a Bhagavad Gita copy. Thank you for coming in our life. Brahmananda Prabhu was thinking, wait a minute, I didn't speak anything. No Bhagavad Gita class, no glories of Prabhupada, and here is the head of Macmillan Company waiting for me when the Bhagavad Gita can be published. Brahmananda Prabhu said, so confirm, is the deal confirmed? He said, yes. Dear devotees, that's how the Bhagavad Gita got published for the first time in modern day America by the Macmillan Company, without practically saying anything. Only by the mercy of Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That Bhagavad Gita, which took time for Prabhupada to translate, is readily available to us. How much is it? Just 108. For the amount of money that we spend in movies, Netflix subscription is way more than $108. Restaurants, we spend dollars this way. We don't think much. $108 cannot just transform our life, it can transform a community. If one set of Gita is placed in a hotel or a motel, imagine so many people will come and read that Bhagavad Gita and can get transformed and can get an inch closer to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu just because of your donation of 108. This is not a sales pitch here, and no one is being forced, but if we are inspired to do good to others, this is the opportunity. And to add to it, it is the day of Ekadashi. It doesn't get any better. On the day of Ekadashi, to do good to others, that to distribute Bhagavad Gita is the best thing anyone can do to Srila Prabhupada and to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. On this note, I very humbly want to stop here. If you feel inspired and are interested to purchase whether one book or the complete set, please reach out to Mahasundari Mataji. She can help you, direct you as to how this whole thing can be done. And please help yourself and help the Austin community get closer to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Having said this, I very humbly want to stop here and thank all the devotees for very kindly being here for the past 3 days, discussing about 3 different Pandits, Srivas Pandit, Jagadananda Pandit, and Devananda Pandit. I thank the Austin Temple management for very kindly having me here, and I hope and pray that I can be back sooner in the service of all the devotees present here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki.
His Grace Arjun Sakha Prabhu ki. Thank you so much, Arjun Sakha Prabhu, for such a wonderful class. And you so rightly said, when you listen from the scripture from a pure devotee in so much of faith and conviction, it pierces our heart, even if we don't understand the language, even if we may not understand. So Prabhu, thank you so much. Thank you for introducing us and helping us reconnect with some of the Pandits in our Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, and we really look forward to your next class, because I think the first day you asked us to name some Pandits, and we gave you a list of about 12, I think, and we only covered 3. So there's 4 more sessions to get through all, and then we have Acharyas and Thakurs and that way, and Goswamis, and then eventually we'll cover all associates of Mahaprabhu.
I think by the time we finish all the Pandits, there will be many more Pandits in the audience.
So thank you again, Arjun Sakha. Let's give you a round of applause for Prabhu. So our next part of the program is Aarti. We request everyone to please rise for Aarti, and then after Aarti, we'll do some announcements, and then we will serve our Prasadam today. So please do stay back after Aarti before Prasadam, and we request everyone to please rise, and you can come closer. Hare Krishna.
श्री श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी की, श्री श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी की, श्री श्री राधा कुंज बिहारी की। Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Everyone, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Everyone, much louder. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Everyone. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Much louder. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
all together please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Prabhuji's Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Mataji's.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Everyone, much louder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hey, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Everyone, much louder. Hare Krishna.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.
ओ राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय ओ राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय बोलो बरसाने वाली की बोलो बरसाने वाली की बोलो बरसाने वाली की बोलो बरसाने वाली की और राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय और राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय और राधा रानी की जय महारानी की जय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाद दायिने हिरण्यकशिपूर्वत्सः शीलाटङ्कानकालाये इतो न शिंग परतो न शिंग यतो यतो यामि ततो न शिंग बहिन शिंगार दये न शिंग ओ नरसिंह देव शरणं प्रपदे ओ नरसिंह देव शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमल वारे नखम अद्भुत शिंगाम दलिताम हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भृंगम केशवदे हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे everyone तव कर केशवदे नर हरि तव कर कमलव रेणकम अद्भुत शिंगम दलिताम हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भृंगम केशवदे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर केशवदे नर हरि जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव जय जय नरसिंहदेव जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज ओ जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya. Oh Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev, Jaya. O Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura. O Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol, Nitai. Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande, Hari 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 Bol. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Paripradakacharya Ashtottara Shata His Divine Grace Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Paripradakacharya Ashtottara Shata His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की श्री ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई जमुना माई की तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की योग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की बृहद मृदंग ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की समस्त गौर भक्त वृंद की all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to you Srila Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radha Kunj Bihari ki Shri Shri Radha Kunj Bihari ki Shri Shri Radha Kunj Bihari ki
Jai. Haribo. Thank you so much, Arjun Sakha Prabhu. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to ISKCON of Round Rock today for our Sunday program. Special welcome to any guests who are visiting here.